Hello and welcome back to a special feature of Anno Domini 1257 Enhanced Edition. Now, in the previous episode, we took a look at the mercenary start, and we took a look at some of the units, and we took a look at the map, and we did all of the standard special feature stuff. But I'm going to try something a little bit different here. So we're just going to go, and we're going to do something very much similar to just trying the other options. So we're just going to turn on Lord Killing and Creation, and Total War mode is all on and all that stuff. And then we're just going to go for normal once again for our CPU clock speed. Otherwise, here we go. I started as a mercenary captain in the previous episode, and personally I feel like it is actually kind of enjoyable because you start with a big retinue of troops and you're able to raid villages however you like. You can become a mercenary with anyone you really like to. And for this, I'm actually going to be playing as a monarch because I would like to see the sheer difference of what you're going to be awarded. And I'm even interested about the whole bandit thing because starting as a bandit could be really cool. It could open up a whole wide variety of different role-playing opportunities, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to start as a monarch, and as you see here, look at this. You can just choose as anything you want. You can choose as the Order here, the Kingdom of Lithuania, the Golden Horde, Denmark, and many others. So many others. Should I play as England? I mean, really, is that going to be something so cliche? Because I'm English, obviously. Some people actually don't even realize that I'm English, which is quite interesting, because I think I have a pretty strong accent actually, but well, who am I to say? Maybe people hear different things. But anyway, I really don't even know. Should I choose the Roman Empire, Crusader State? No, I'm not going to choose the Crusader States because we actually played with them in the previous episode, and I'm not a terribly big fan of staying in the same area. So I have no idea. I know that a couple of people did say a variety of different things about the various factions that you're going to be, fighting with and things. But I decided, hey, you know what? It would probably be a cool idea to, start as a monarch. I think someone actually asked me to do that anyway, and I thought it would be a kind of cool idea. So yeah, you know what I'm actually going to do? We're going to play as the King of England, and we'll see how that goes. Your father the king has died. It is your job as his heir to take the title and throne of your nation for yourself. All hail the new monarch. Okay, let's do this. What level am I? I'm level 8. But look at my stats. My stats are just so incredibly good. So we'll call ourselves Bear King, because that sounds like a good idea. And otherwise, what do we want to go for here? Well, pathfinding is an intelligence-based skill. So I'm actually just going to go for 12 intelligence, and we'll go for massive amounts of pathfinding, because if I am indeed the king, I'm most likely going to be awarded a very large party of units. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, agility 9 will be pretty good, and I think we'll just go for a... wow, this is a very even attribute distribution, isn't it? It's definitely not something I wanted to do on purpose, but it just so happened. Anyway, we have 7 in riding, 6 in shield, and 7 in weapon master as a base, which I gotta say is pretty fantastic. I really have no idea how we are able to be so powerful so quickly, but I guess the king really does need to shine through. Let's actually take some prisoner management as well. And as I've said, I don't really need these if I'm going to be getting all kinds of different companions. So I suppose I will just turn myself into more of a fighting unit a little bit there. And I'm thinking we're probably going to be starting with a polearm as well. We probably will. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. Oh, ooh, okay. Yeah, sure. We'll just stay with the default face. That seems pretty likely for a king. And we gain some right to rule as well. Very nice indeed. Okay, so let's travel to our destination. Alright, you now possess land in your name without being tied to any kingdom. This makes you a monarch in your own right, with your court temporarily located at, in a blank place. Anyway, there you go. There's London. Whoa, okay. Okay, hello. This is actually kind of amazing. We are starting with 400 units. We have 66,000 dinars, and I have just leveled up through no through no effort of my own. But I suppose that's pretty cool because that means I will be able to spend some points. I guess we'll just get another point in trainer skill or something along those lines. That seems like a good idea to me. And otherwise, what are we going to be doing now? Well, we're going to be going in here and we're going to see exactly what kind of options we have as the monarch of our own place here. So, so these are the miscellaneous options that I was unable to access previously in the mercenary special feature. So, invite local nobles to our court. I think that that's going to mean that we are going to be able to speak to some of our people here. Greetings, your lordship. Perhaps you called me here because you'd like me to represent you on the fields of battle. Yes, I would. Excellent. I require 300 gold coins as compensation for my family while I am away. Sure, why not? Okay, so he's joining me. And we'll get John as well, I suppose. Why not? Peter and John. And Joseph. Okay. Okay. Well, this is interesting. I don't exactly know how effective these fellows are going to be, but we're going to take a look at them in just a second. Now, otherwise we have mercenary companions. I suppose I will literally just get some randoms. Trader... I guess I'll just go for the same people that I went with last time, as I don't really know either way which one is best or which one is worse. So we'll just go for Tycon, I guess. Okay, so that seems pretty cool. Now here is the biggest change that you're going to be able to do from the mercenary start, and that is being able to customize your kingdom's troops. And I personally feel like this is actually kind of amazing. So the prefix is it's not going to be custom. They are going to be bear. There we go. Okay, well this is actually kind of amazing. All right, so this is extensive like no one's business. I was not anticipating something like this. All right, so we're going to go for bear recruit, singular, and we're going to... Okay, so we have 1,300 dinars as our remaining funds, and we have one attribute point to spend. I suppose I will just go for strength, and we will then go for one-handed, I think, one-handed proficient. Oh, look at this. We can actually spec into a whole bunch of proficiencies. I should get some more weapon master. That is really going to help a great deal, in my opinion. And we should probably go for... Do I want one in Power Strike and one in Iron Flesh, or should I just go all out on Weapon Master? It might be really good to go all out on Weapon Master, or maybe I should just do 2 in Power Strike. I think 2 in Power Strike is probably going to be the best thing for us to go for. Can I hold this down? No, I can't hold this down. I can't hold Shift either, unfortunately, to make it a little bit easier for me to add these points. So that's a bit of a shame, but can't really do much about it. So we'll just continue to add points. It's going to be done relatively soon. There you go. So 123 in one-handed weapons. And otherwise what we can do is then we can select from a wide variety of different things. And I am going to be giving them a fantastic shield, but I really want... I can't give them something so good. I have to give them something a little bit less good. So what about this heater shield, I guess? And we have to give them some body armor as well. Bear in mind that I only have a very limited amount of funds, so this is going to be extremely fun to find out what I'm going to actually do. So let's see here. We could give them any of these. Don't really mind either way, to be honest. Tribal warrior outfit. I mean, really, it doesn't particularly matter to me, as long as I have enough cash to actually do this. Ooh, some nice boots. Nice boots for a cheap amount too. Very nice. Okay, we'll take that. And then we can give him a helmet as well. I have 500 dinars remaining. Do you think I'm gonna have enough? I might not. Probably not. Yeah, actually some pretty good helmets here. Pretty good helmets for such a cheap price. Okay, so we'll just give him that hat. And now he needs a weapon. Oh dear. I have left the most important thing for last. Oh yes. Okay, so this is a good idea and a good time for me to say, please give yourself a weapon before, distributing any of the armor and things. Don't be like me. Make sure that your units actually have decent stuff. So I guess I'm actually just going to go for a mace here, because then they can take prisoners really easily and they can do more damage against heavily armored units. And I think that's a cool idea. So actually, you know what? I'm going to... Bear cub. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's save that, exit. There you go. Bear cub. Isn't that amazing? I think that that is really, really cool. And you can customize it all the way to the end here. And you can see that this guy is just an absolute beast. I mean, look at him. He's got 32,000 dinars to spend. He's got an insane amount of attribute points, skill points, proficiencies, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through all of this because you can blatantly see how it all works and everything. And you know exactly what it's all about. But you can create some absolute monsters here. And even if you want to, you could go for lordly gear as well. So you can see here that this particular great helmet would then cost 50,000, which would be just way too much, of course. So if you just go for plain, then it is much more affordable. But I think it is really cool to make your own troops. And personally, I feel like this particular submod, whatever it is, should be in every single mod ever, because let's face it, some people want to create their own characters. You know, they want to create their own units. They want to get their, you know, get that sort of unique feeling about their own faction. And I think that this is a really fantastic way of going about it. Of course, at the moment, I am currently using these guys. These are just the guys that you get immediately upon, you know, spawning in as the monarch. So I don't really need to worry about it too much. Seems like Peter, Paul, and Mary, I mean, Peter, John, and Joseph do not have that many good party skills. So I assume that they are just fighters of some kind. We are going to take a look at one or two of them just to take a look and see exactly what these nobles will be giving to us. So let's take a look at their skills. Yep, they are just warriors. That's it. They are just warrior archetypes. And I think that that's actually pretty cool because they can become, well, basically they can become your bodyguards if you so desire. You know, you can make them your bodyguards and things like that. That would be pretty cool too. Anyway, there you go. That's a brief look at everything that I can do here. What about managing the town? I can change this culture as well. Look at that. I can also build improvements. I can manage the garrison from here, so you can even trade prisoners. You can take control of the garrison. This will disband the current garrison. Don't want to do that. You can also hire local mercenaries to the town garrison. That's going to cost you 3,000. And otherwise, hire to the town garrison the following mercenaries. Welsh archers. That's actually pretty cool. Your garrison is full and cannot hire additional men. Oh, so it's actually full. Interesting. Okay, so we can actually change the culture as well. Our culture at the moment is Western European, and we can change it to our culture, which would then make it so that we can recruit our own units, I suppose, from our villages and things like that. But I'm actually just going to leave it as it is right now because I'm perfectly happy with how it is. Otherwise, let's have a look and see if we can maybe buy a weavery and dye works or something. Yes, there we go. Let's just spend that 10,000 dinars. That sounds like a good idea to me. And we could buy some acres here. How many can we buy? 42. Are you serious? That's crazy. So that is a pretty cool way to invest in your own fiefs, I suppose. And I think I'll be at war with someone. Who are we at war with? We're at war with the Welsh. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is not particularly good because I think I'm probably going to be attacking them. Yeah, well, oh, we have Dublin? Okay, that's kind of weird. Oh, well, okay, I guess we're going to go and attack the Welsh then. Sorry for any people from Wales watching, because, well, it's not really you that I'm attacking, at least. Oh, now this is cool. Look at this. Okay, so this is actually something that I really love as well. Basically, anytime a lord wants to join your kingdom, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get this message, and you can decide whether to accept them or refuse them. This guy's controversy is pretty high, but I'm going to go for it nevertheless because I may need some vassals to help me out. And speaking of that, actually, what I might try to do is I'm going to speak to Peter for a real quick second, and we're going to assemble a new campaign, and we're going to get everyone to come over here, and we'll try and expand England's territory. Yes, isn't that always? That's always what they want to do, isn't it? They always want to do that. They always want the British Empire to rise again. That's just how it is. Yeah. Yes, I don't know. We don't have those fleets like we used to, that's for sure. I mean, we kind of do still, but it's not really, you know, everyone else has fleets now, so it's kind of, a little bit pointless. But anyway, I don't really want to fight anyone right now. I would like to kind of sneak into a particular fief and see if I can just take it straight up. Now, amusingly enough, is that the Isle of Man? I think that is the Isle of Man actually right there. I'm not particularly good in terms of my geography, so do forgive me. But wait a minute, they have this as well, don't they? Yeah, I actually thought to myself, Norway surely does not only own one fief over here. They own a number of things, so that's good. Otherwise, let's move over here and try and take something. I am quite worried about this. Alright, so something I would not have expected. I actually did have a crash just now, and I have no idea what it was. The game just basically froze up, and then I was back on the desktop. So I have no idea what happened. No error, no nothing. So anyway, we're back here. Unfortunately, I did not save before the crash happened, so I had to run through all of the character creation and all that stuff again. But in miscellaneous options, I found this new thing here that we can select. Invest into regional manors. This is going to cost us 10,000. Purchase a manor house nearby. Okay. You purchased a manor nearby. Okay, I have no idea what that does. I really have no idea what that does, but I think it's going to be pretty fun to find out. So anyway, I'm just going to go to the Guildmaster and actually get the Weavery and Dye Works again as well. And I have now selected realistic saving, so it auto-saves after every selection because I'm obviously not wanting it to crash again and me lose all that progress. So here we go. Okay, so I don't have any of my companions. Gonna need to go and get some of those mercenary companions. I am just going to randomly hire people. I'm really not even looking at their names anymore because I just want to get that done. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Let's move on. Ah, here we go. Okay, so a different lord actually wants to join us this time around, which I think is pretty cool. And this is Gilbert the 7th. Okay. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. How are we doing on our skills here? Yeah, I've actually redistributed my skills this time around and my attributes because I kind of felt like putting points in intelligence is pretty much useless if you have companions that are going to do that. So I'm basically just going to, you know, focus on strength, agility, charisma, and just ignore intelligence for the most part. Just like real life. Although charisma is pretty low on my real life character as well. Anyway, let's move on. And I'm going to go for trainer skill, I suppose, even though I don't have that much intelligence. It might help out a little bit. I have no idea what that manor house means. So if anyone can let me know what that means, then by all means, I think that would be pretty fun to find out. But anyway, hopefully I will be able to... Oh, look at that. The prosperity of London was actually very rich before, and now it is average. So I assume that that is a randomized setting where certain places are going to be, you know, more lucrative than others. So that's kind of interesting in itself. And I went into here literally just so that I could get the autosave to activate. Hopefully me going into Wales is not going to result in a crash every single time. I hope not. Ah, here we go. We have a bunch of manors here. Shall we go in and see exactly what these manors are all about? Right, you come across a small settlement. It belongs to the Welsh. Current population 33, current prosperity 4. I can walk around the center, but I can't do anything else. Okay. Well, it's good to know. It seems like this guy is deciding to raid these villages as well. And we're also here. So I don't exactly know what to do. Shall we go in for a siege? Because we haven't really seen a siege beforehand. And I think it might be quite fun. So why not? Oh, it's a siege tower. Oh, it's a siege tower. That's not very good. But what I am going to do is I'm actually just going to wait here for some time. Because they only have enough food for about 5-6 days, I think. So... If that's gonna work, then I am hopeful that we will be able to do it. Unfortunately, I don't have that much food myself, which is a bit of an issue, isn't it? Ah, I could go to Chester actually real quick. Let's go to Chester real quick. I'm sure they're not going to get resupplied in that amount of time, are they? Surely they're not going to get supplied in that amount of time. So let's just... Oh, wow, not that much. Not that much, eh? Oh yeah, they really don't have that much. Oh, and this is actually the first time that we're taking a look at our gear as well. So I'm just gonna show you very quickly what you can expect to get as a monarch. Ooh, nice lance. Ooh, that lance is really, really powerful. Look at that. 43 piercing damage and very good reach as well. And speaking of this, I am actually going to be speaking to John and telling him that I need a campaign to start. There we go, because if we are going to try and starve out the opponent, then we probably want to have a lot of lords nearby to try and force the surrender, if at all possible. Alright, so I did actually suffer another crash, and I have no idea why, really don't, but that's just how it is, that's just how it is. I mean, sometimes crashes happen. I think it is something to do with walking into Welsh territory or something like that, or walking around this area for some reason. But anyway, I decided to check and see how much a siege tower is actually going to take to be built, and this just makes me love this mod that much more. Even though it is crashing for me a little bit, the ability to create a siege tower in, well, basically 24 hours is an absolutely fantastic boon and a massive positive thumbs up for me, because I really, really do not like siege tower construction. It is one of the worst parts about native for me, and one of the worst parts about some mods for me as well. I actively avoid siege tower sieges literally just because I don't want to wait the, 72 hours, or in some cases even longer, to build these siege towers. Even if you have like 9 in engineering, some of these mods make it so that you have to build these for like 60 hours or something, which is just insane in my opinion. Anyway, we'll fight you to the end. Okay, so this is going to be a good opportunity to test our units out. And oh wow, okay, this is a pretty significant battlefield as well. We got the rain and everything. Look at this. And our renown value for this battle is 45. I was hoping that a vassal would actually appear and help me out a little bit here, but it seems like that is not to be. How many units do I have? Okay, so I've got 115 infantry. So do we have formations? Yes, we do. We have formations. I like it. Yes. Yes, I am very much liking the formations. Okay, so then we'll also get archers to go behind them, and we'll put them in ranks if we can. Yes, we can. Very nice indeed. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell my archers to hold fire. I'm going to tell them to hold fire, because they're probably just going to waste their arrows at this time. Maybe they're not. Actually, it seems like the enemy is moving pretty close to us at the moment, so it would be a pretty decent idea for us to, you know, just try a little bit of something here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our cavalry into a wedge. I don't know whether these guys are going to be able to follow me in a wedge formation. I hope they will be able to. And, well, I'm a bit worried about this, suffice it to say, because the enemy has a very significant number of units. They don't have that many more than we do on the battlefield at this time. So we should theoretically be able to hold our own and do a pretty significant job, but I don't know. Maybe we won't be able to. We'll see. Let's move our infantry just a little bit forward here, and I'm going to need to move our archers a bit closer as well, just so that they can kind of cover each other if they need to. So how are my cavalry doing? They're not really following me exactly great, but that's okay, that's okay. And if they do end up charging into our infantry, we should be absolutely fine to make a wonderful charge against their archers. And that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. There we go. King Bear King. Yes, just bear in mind that that is actually my name at the moment. It is just hilarious. Okay, so we're just going to keep our cavalry on follow at the moment, because we're just going to try and disrupt as much as we can, and try and do as much damage to the enemy's archers as we possibly can too. I think we should be okay. I think we should be okay. Seems like our sword is a lot better than our lance for the moment, because my horse is quite slow, and it makes things quite difficult to use, as you can see right here. If I try and... Oh, no, that's actually a little bit better than I thought. But yeah. Anyway, we seem to be doing alright so far, I think. Are we doing okay? Yeah, I think we're doing alright. I mean, I think it could be better. There could be some better things that we could be doing right now, but I think we have very easily disrupted their archers as much as possible, and that is making the biggest difference, at least in my opinion, because I don't know whether you've seen, but it feels to me like they are not really doing that much damage. The archers don't seem to be able to fire that easily at all, and Well, maybe I should just run into them again. So let's run into them again and see what I can do. Run along the line, try and do as much damage as possible. And we've actually even leveled up already. And I'm perfectly happy to be King Bear King. I mean, it just means that he is doubly as good at being a king as normal bears, because he's a king twice. You see, that's how it works out. Anyway, we'll continue to do damage against their archers, because let's face it, if we can eliminate their entire presence of archers, then we will be in a really good position. And I'm actually going to tell my infantry to charge in now, because I think that they are going to collapse upon the enemy. As you can see right here, the enemy does seem to be, well, maybe outnumbered by us now, maybe outnumbered by our infantry now, so that's going to be pretty good. Let's move our archers a little bit closer, and new enemies are going to be coming in, but that's actually fine. As you can see, we've eliminated, wow, a lot more than the enemy has eliminated of ours. And also bear in mind that I did not construct this army. This is just a default army that you're going to be getting at the very beginning of the game if you choose Monarch. And I have not done any leveling up, very minor amounts of leveling up so far. And that also means a huge amount, because that means that you're basically going to be given this army straight up, and you, if you want, can fight some vassals, some minor vassals, and you can try to get a little bit of extra, a little bit of extra proficiency here and there. And I think that is definitely going to be something I would recommend doing, because let's face it, you really don't want to run into battle with units that are basically recruits. I think we have like a bunch of units at the moment that are not exactly the greatest, and that is indeed making things quite difficult for us right now, because they are being eliminated so incredibly easily. As you can see, the Levy Footman was just eliminated by a Welsh Knight, and the Welsh Knights are, of course, fantastic. They are really good, they're going to be really good. So definitely something to consider there. We've lost quite a few of our infantry right now, but that's okay. Don't think we really need to worry so much about them. And we've lost a lot of our cavalry as well, but that is to be expected. I should probably tell my archers to charge in perhaps, because what we're doing here is we're basically having a bunch of archers that are out of arrows, and they're not actually using their strength for anything. So I think we should actually just have a charge. Just a straight up charge. I'm going to get off my mount. We're going to run with our forces, and we're going to try a frontal assault. I think this might actually work quite well if I am able to stay alive. But if I'm not able to stay alive, then, well, then you can just see me face down in the dirt very soon. Yeah, so far I think that in general, everything is working very, very nicely in terms of gear selection as well. I don't know whether you've noticed, but it seems like gear selection in this mod is really, really important as well. I mean, you've obviously noticed that I'm using a sword, of course, and cutting damage is not sufficient to do that much damage. So in general, what are you going to be using? Well, you're going to be using thrusting abilities, aren't you? You're going to be using thrusting. You're going to be using, well, in this case, you can only use 2 of those, but if you have a different kind of weapon, like if you have a blunt weapon or something like that, and maybe it's a one-handed / two-handed, then you put away your shield and you go to town. You go to town with those guys. That's definitely something to think about too. Otherwise, let's move our archers back. Seems like the archers got a little bit too overconfident, shall we say? A little bit too eager to head in there. But that's okay. I don't really mind about them being too eager. I think that's a pretty nice thing to be, especially considering their commander is an absolute imbecile. I mean, he's called king twice. I mean, what can you expect? What can you expect from that? So, yeah, anyway, seems like the enemy has... Oh, we have 75 cavalry. Oh, we are going to charge them in straight up. We are just going to charge them in straight up. We're going to get our infantry to charge in as well. We're going to get our archers to stand on this hill, and we are going to tell them to stand in ranks once again. Oh, look at that. Charles has advanced. Charles has advanced in level. Very nice indeed. I like it. And otherwise, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I just need to continue using thrusting attacks for the most part. And hopefully I'm not going to get killed by... Hopefully I'm not going to get killed by some peasant. Because let's face it, that would be very embarrassing. I can actually use slashing attacks against these guys because they don't have the best armor. But look at this. Look at these archers, and we are running them down now. Look at that. We ran them down because we had a massive charge all together with each other. So that's really, really helping. Very much so. Yeah, I gotta be careful here. Gotta be pretty careful. Alright, so should I charge everyone in apart from the archers? Let's charge everyone in apart from the archers. Let's get the archers to move a little bit closer as well. And then we will be in a good position. As you can see, we are ending up losing quite a few units, but that is to be expected. If we can lose a minor amount, and I'm talking about maybe 100, yeah, we've lost almost 100 units, and the enemy still has a significant force remaining, but we also do, you know, we do as well. So it is going to be, I think it is going to be us winning in the end, but this is such an amazing experience in this mod. It really is. I mean, it's raining, you know, it's raining. There are actual tactics going on. I mean, maybe not from me, but from the opponent. They have been using tactics the entire time. You know, they've been keeping their archers back. They've been, you know, bringing their cavalry into kind of, you know, flanking maneuvers and things, and it really is like you are participating in a historical battle. And that's exactly what you want from a historical mod, isn't it? You know, you don't want to see lightsabers on the battlefield. I mean, maybe you do, because maybe you're playing, you know, the crazy mod, the crazy mod that I did a special feature on a while ago, where there's all kinds of crazy stuff. And I mean, yeah, that's the point. If you want to play a mod like that, then there's a mod there's a mod out there for you. It's absolutely fantastic if you want to play with a crazy thing, crazy theme, and crazy factions, and just insane stuff all around. But if you want to play with more accuracy historically, then this is definitely something you want to take a look at. There is a link in the description if you want to download it, by the way. And otherwise, I think this is it. Yep, I think that is indeed it. Unfortunately, we do have some knights that are assaulting our crossbowmen at the moment. And I gotta say, I am not a big fan of that, so I'm actually going to get on my horse. Not on my horse, someone else's horse. There is an ability to whistle for your own horse as well, by the way, but I think my horse probably got killed, or it ran off somewhere, so I don't really want to bother it. So I'll just head over here and see if I can help out a little bit. Oh yeah, that guy's getting murdered, so that's absolutely fine. And is there anything else going on here? Yeah, we do have someone. Hello. Can we kill him, please? Yeah, there we go. Ah, nice. Okay. Phew. And that is, I think, it. Yeah, there's just one more. There's just one more. He is right here, and that's it. Phew. Okay. Now that was a pretty harsh battle. And yeah, as I explored in the previous episode, you can actually loot items from the field, and anything that you have on you, anything that you have equipped at that time, you are then gonna keep. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, we lost 124 units total, which is pretty significant, but we eliminated 700, which is even better. So I'm pretty happy with that. And look at this, he died. This guy actually died from his wounds. I can't believe it. Okay, well that's kind of amazing, isn't it? Yeah, that is kind of amazing. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to recruit all of these Scandinavian axemen and things, because I need the people, you know? I need the people. And I'm not going to be taking anyone prisoner, because apparently I have no prisoner management, but I don't really mind about that too much. All right, so otherwise we have, oh yeah, this is actually some really nice gear as well. It seems like you can, if you take the time and indeed the risk to attack someone really powerful, you're going to end up with some really nice gear. As you can see right here, this helmet is 60 head armor, and my crown is 66, and it's lordly as well. So do bear that in mind. I'm just going to let my NPCs collect the rest. And there we go. Okay, so now we can technically continue onward. 16 more hours. Now we're being attacked once again. Yeah, that is kind of a shame. I wanted to show you the siege mechanics, but I suppose what we're going to have to do is I will have to leave some soldiers behind to cover my retreat. We're only leaving 35, so I suppose it's not too bad. And then we'll come back and do a siege. Alright, so we finally got into the siege, and it appears as though it is a standard one, which, well, I was not really expecting that much considering it's a siege tower, and I absolutely loathe these. But yeah, it's not too bad to get in here, and I mean, it's England, you know, it's Wales technically, but you know, it's gonna have these kinds of castles there, and I actually wonder whether they are going to have the same kind of thing in the you know, in the Sultanates and in Prussian territory and so on and so forth. I actually wonder whether they're going to have the same thing. But I guess what I'll do is I'll actually leave you to find that out. If you want to download the mod, then there is a link in the description, as I said. Otherwise, that will be it for this special feature. If you would like to see a series on this mod, I would like to do it, but there are some issues because, of course, of the crashes. The crashes are going to be a big obstacle because the mod is pretty large and it's pretty difficult to load it up every single time. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna take multiple minutes to load up the mod every time, and well, I'm not sure. But if you want to see any other mod on the channel, then by all means, let me know in the comments. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.